Hi, my name is Victoria Nahatati, and today I'm going to explain about verbs, especially some verb tenses and types of verbs, along with a short explanation of some exercises at the end. So the first one, we are talking about present perfect tense. Okay, so this tense connects the past with the present. We use it for actions that started in the past and continue until now. Or for actions that happened in the past but did not result in the present. And the formula is have or has plus past participle. For example, I have lived here since 1994. This means that I started living here in 1994 and still live here now. Okay, so the second one is past perfect tense. Okay, so this tense is used when we talk about two past actions. It shows which action happened first. The formula is have plus past participle. For example, when I write, she had love. So she left first and then I write. We also use it to explain concept or important stage. Okay, so the third one is past with used to. We use used to talk about
Hello everyone, my name is Satarik Jabidiningrat with student number 11001241400610. Kali ini saya akan membahas tentang unit 3 dan unit 4, yaitu grounds and the infinitive dan separable and inseparable. Ground is a verb ending in ing, used as a noun. For example, swimming, walking, and singing. Invention as a noun is a sentence, such as the subject, object, and complement of a sentence. Grounds can be distinguished from parent participles, which look the same but are used as adjective or the form continuous tenses. Example: I quit smoking years ago. He enjoys swimming every morning. Infinitive: the infinitive is the base form the verb usually preceded by to, for example, to eat, to run, and the continuous as noun, adjective, or adverb in sentence rather than the main verb. For example, in the sentence, to err is human. The process to err function as the subject noun. Infinitive can also be bar with to as parcel verb participation, such as I saw him leave. Example: Sam enjoy reading science fiction. My kid had to wake up early. Simon planned to start his own business on. James quit playing basketball because he got injured. Maria wants to learn how to speak Japanese. Yuki loves singing in the choir. Separable and the inseparable. Separable means that the object can be placed between the verb and the participle, or placed after both. Inseparable means that the object must be placed after the verb and the participle because this word cannot be separated. Separable: give up, buy up, buy back, save up. Inseparable: buy for, hold off on, run out of. Example: Emma and John are going to hold off on getting married until they graduate from college. My son is saving up his allowance to buy a new video game. Young always run out of money because he likes to buy expensive clothes. Quinn has to pay his mom back for the money he borrowed to buy his new phone. You should really give up gambling if you want to save money. Baik, segitu saja dari saya. Terima kasih.
Hello everyone and good morning. Today I will explain two things to you in this English course. However, before getting into the material, I will explain. Let me introduce myself. My name is Leonardo Ginting. You can call me Leo. Okay. First, I will explain the past perfect continuous tense to you. What is the past perfect continuous tense, or what is the definition of the past perfect continuous tense? Yeah, past perfect continuous tense in an action that occurred in the past and the continue. In addition to showing continuity, the sentence also emphasizes the duration of time needed to perform the action. Yeah. Next, the formula for the past perfect continuous tense. First, positive form. Subject plus had plus been plus present participle plus object plus duration. For example, they had been filming the video for an entire month. Second,
Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Fahri Anafi dengan NIM belakang 690. Jadi pada video kali ini saya akan menjelaskan apa itu materi future perfect dari soal yang diberikan itu. Ada yang pertama adalah materi future perfect continuous, atau penjelasan singkatnya ini seperti ini ya. Izinkan saya membaca catatan saya.
everyone, my name is Justin. My student number is 11 001241340. Today I'm going to explain simple present, simple past, present continuous, and past continuous. First, I'm going to explain about simple present. We use simple present to explain about habits, routines, facts, and schedules. On a positive form for simple present, we use the subject plus the base form of the verb. But for he, she, it, we add past or the S verb. For example, he plays football or she watches TV. The negative form is subject plus do or does not plus base verb. For example, he doesn't eat rice. And for the question form, we start with do or does plus subject and then the base verb. For example, does she eat rice with a question mark. Second is simple past. Simple past is used to talk about actions that happen and were completed in the past. For example, I went home yesterday. The sentence tells us about something that happened in the past or happened yesterday. The form of simple past for the positive, we use subject plus the past form of the verb. For example, I went home yesterday. The negative form, we use subject plus did not plus base verb. For example, I didn't go home. Next is the question form. We start with did plus subject plus base verb. For example, did you go home with a question mark. Third, present continuous. We use present continuous to talk about actions that are happening right now, temporary situations, or even near the future plans. For example, they're studying now. This shows that the action is in progress at this very moment. For the positive form of present continuous, we start with subject plus am is star plus verb. For example, they're studying now. Next is the negative form. For negative form, we start with subject plus am is or are plus not because it's negative plus verb. For example, she isn't studying. Next is the question form. For question form, we start with am or is or are plus subject plus verb. For example, are you studying with a question mark. Fourth, past continuous. We use past continuous to talk about actions that were in progress at a specific time in the past, actions that were interrupted, or two actions happening at the same time in the past. For example, I was reading at 7 p.m. This sentence shows that the action was ongoing at the time in the past. For the positive form of past continuous, we start with subject plus was or were followed by the verb being. For example, he was watching TV or they were playing football. Next, for the negative form, we start with subject plus was or were plus not because it's negative plus verb. For example, they weren't reading or they were not reading. And last is the question form, we start with was or were plus subject plus verb. For example, was she reading with a question mark. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching. Number 1. John took a break after blah 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 for 2 hours. The correct form is had been studying. So John took a break after he had been studying for hours. The sentence has two actions: studying for hours and then taking a break. The action of studying happened first and lasted for some time. So the past perfect continuous is used to show the duration before the break. Number 2. I blah 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 Susan for a very long time. The correct form is have known. So the answer is I have known Susan for a very long time. The phrase for a very long time indicates that the action started in the past and continues up to the present. This requires the present perfect tense. The verb know is a state of verb, so it is not normally in continuous form. Number 3. She blah 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 when she felt the earthquake. The correct form is was sleeping. So the correct answer is she was sleeping when she felt the earthquake. The past continuous shows an action that was in progress in the past. In the sentence, the sleeping was interrupted by another event in the past, which was earthquake. Number 4. She couldn't play volleyball yesterday because she blah 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 her ankle the day before. The correct form is had sprained. So the correct answer is she couldn't play volleyball yesterday because she had sprained her ankle the day before. Here, there are two past actions: not playing volleyball yesterday and spraining her ankle the day before. Since the sprain happened earlier or happened before, the past perfect is needed to show the sequence of events. Number 5. I used to blah 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 long hair, but now it's short. The correct form is have. So the correct answer is I used to have a long hair, but now it's short. The structure is used to plus base verb. So the verb must be in its base form, and which using used to have is incorrect. Number 6. Miranda blah 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 English for 10 years now. The correct form is has been teaching. So the correct answer is Miranda has been teaching English for 10 years now. The phrase for 10 years now shows an action that began in the past up to the present, which is expressed using the present perfect continuous tense.
Hello everyone, my name is William Sariga with NIM 11000124120028 from class K from group 8, unit 13 and 14. On this occasion, I would like to explain a little about abilities, expectations, and permission, definite and indefinite article. First, for the first, abilities or kemampuan. Abilities show that what someone can or cannot do. Abilities has 3 types. Number 1, be able to. Can do something. For the example, I am able to swim. The formula is subject plus to be is am are was were plus able to plus verb 1. Number 2, be unable to. Cannot do something. Example, he is unable to come today. The formula is subject plus to be plus unable to plus verb 1. Number 3, manage to. Succeed in doing something difficult. For the example, she managed to finish the project on time. The formula is has 2 types. Number 1, present tense. Subject plus manage plus S2 plus verb 1. Number 2, past tense. Subject plus managed to plus verb 1. Next, expectations and permission or harapan dan izin. This is about what someone should or is allowed to do. Has 2 types. 1, be supposed to. Expected to do something. For the example, you are supposed to be in class now. The formula is subject plus to be plus supposed to plus verb 1. Notes, in the past tense often implies to that the action didn't occur as it should have. To be allowed to have permission to do something. Example, are we allowed to use those are? The next articles or persona, and the. 8. The definite. The definite article the is used for a noun to indicate that the identity of the noun is known to the reader. The indefinite article. Indefinite article and an is used before a noun that is general or when its identity is not known. Articles come before nouns. They help show if we know what we are talking about or not. For example, or an for something general, not specific. Before consonant sounds, example, a car. An before vowel sounds, an apple, an umbrella. The for something specific or noun, example, the car outside is mine. Okay, thank you everyone. Bye.
Hello everyone, my name is Panji Wijaya with student ID number 111 000 12414 0808. Nah, jadi pada kesempatan kali ini saya akan menjelaskan yang ada dalam unit 15 dan unit 16, yaitu passive voice with modals and defining non-defining. Mungkin itu saja yang bisa saya sampaikan. Kurang lebihnya mohon maaf. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Nadia Nansifa and I would like to give you an explanation about softening request and statement, also conditional tenses in expression situation. First, we will talk about a softening request. So, what is softening request? Basically, when we talk in English in a direct request, that can be sound rude. So, we can use softening request by 3 techniques. There are 3 techniques to soften requests. First, use softer modal verbs. We can use weaker or more polite modal verbs like could or would, may or might. Example, when we state the request by direct, which is less polite, like send me the report. That is less polite, right? That sounds so rude and more dictate. So we use could to give the request more softer. Like, could you please send me the report? Okay, that is the same way. Like, I want to use your office. That is more dictate and less polite. So we use a softer modal like may. May I use your office for a moment? That is more polite, right? The second way to softening a request is employing the past tense. By using the past tense for subject first distance, the request from the present moment, making it feel less urgent and thus more polite. The example, like, I was wondering if you could repeat this. Here is past tense, right? Was wondering, so it felt less urgent. The other example is I was hoping you could help, and I was thinking we could suggest a couple of changes. Okay, the third way to softening a request is use softener opening phrase like this. I was wondering if blah blah blah, would you mind to blah blah blah, do you think you could blah blah blah, or if it's not much in trouble, blah blah blah. Okay, that's the topic about softening techniques for request. We will move to softening techniques for statement. So, when giving advice or expressing statement and delivering news, we use softened statement to avoid or prevent from being perceived as unconditional advice. So, here are the techniques. The first technique for softening statement is use qualifiers or edges. We can insert these words like I think, maybe, perhaps, a little bit, just, quite, or exactly to reduce the certainty or force of the statement. Presenting it as an opinion or possibility rather than a fact. Example, I think it would be best if we stop here. The second example, perhaps we should reconsider everybody for this quarter. That is more polite, like presenting it as an opinion or possibility rather than a fact. Okay, the second way is deliver constructive criticism and disagreement. Avoid blunt statement like that's wrong or I disagree. Instead, frame your feedback as a suggestion or acknowledge the other person equal first. The example is I'm not sure that would work because blah blah blah. Not like that's a bad idea. Not like I disagree, it's direct and too harsh, right? We can use it looks like there may be an error here, or I see your point but I have a different perspective about your opinion, blah blah blah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sebelumnya perkenalkan nama saya Widya Firdaus dengan NIM terakhir 845. Saya berasal dari kelompok 3. Nah, di sini saya akan menjelaskan mengenai English Grammar 1905 tentang Review of Past Models for Speculation dan English Grammar 2005 tentang Narrative Tense. Yang pertama yaitu English Grammar 1905 Review of Past Models for Speculation, yaitu to guess or make a conclusion about something in the past that possibly happened, yaitu untuk menebak atau menyimpulkan sesuatu yang mungkin telah terjadi di masa lalu. Nah, ini polanya itu modal verbs plus have plus been or verb 3. Modal verbs itu ada must, can or could, may or might, should or ought not to, dan terakhir to would. Yang